Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about how to get Singapore PR and its pros and cons. PR stands for permanent residency and we'll be learning about various schemes to get it and some of its pros and cons in Singapore. So the topics that we will cover in this video will be what is Singapore PR, schemes to apply, some mistakes to avoid and what should you do if you get rejected. So let's move ahead to part 1. What is Singapore PR? So Singapore PR status allows you to live and work in Singapore visa free and you can enjoy most of the benefits of a citizen. So basically PR is like citizenship, just you are not getting all of the rights but you can live and work in Singapore without the need of a work permit or immigration visa. Now, some of the cons of Singapore PR: visa flexibility, like we talked, job flexibility. Now, you can switch jobs at your own pace. You don't need any work permit or employment pass or S pass. You also get to enjoy the medical subsidies. You get tax relief, like there are various tax exemption schemes from Singapore government to help its citizens and PRs. And you also get access to CPF plan, which is like a retirement fund, so a monthly contribution from your salary is deposited there, and once you get retired, you can access it. There are also some of the cons for Singapore PR. The first is NS liability. NS is national services. As a first generation PR, you are exempted from it, but if you have a male child, he would be liable to serve in national services of Singapore, like army or defense. The second con is that PR is not permanent. You need to renew your re-entry permit every 5 years, or else your PR status will get cancelled. The third con is reduced in-hand salary, as every month there will be contributions made to your CPF account from your salary, so the overall salary that you receive will get reduced. Now let's look into some of the schemes under which you can apply. The first is PTS scheme, that is Personal, Technical and Skilled Professional scheme. The second is GIP, Global Investor Program. The third scheme is 4 Arts. Fourth is Family Ties. And fifth is Foreign Student scheme. Now let's understand the eligibility criteria. For PTS scheme, you have to be an S Pass or E Pass holder and you are required to submit your 6 month pay slips from your Singapore employer. For GIP scheme, you must be an investor or business person with a proven track record, and you must be willing to invest a significant amount in Singapore, in a Singapore-based company or a business. For foreign students, they must be living in Singapore for over 2 years on a student visa, and they are required to pass a national exam to become eligible. Under the family ties scheme, you must be a dependent of a Singapore's PR or citizen. A dependent is like spouse or children or aged parents. Under 4 Arts scheme, you must be an international sports person, athlete, or an artist who has some significant achievements and a proven track record. Now, let's see some of the common mistakes that people do. They apply too soon. Like in PTS scheme, you need to submit your 6 months payslip, so people arrive in Singapore and apply right after 6 months. So you need to stay at least 1 or 2 years before you apply because IC also considers your duration of stay in Singapore. Second is incomplete documents. If you submit your application without all the documents, it gets rejected. Third is wrong file format. Only PDF and JPEG file formats are acceptable by the ICA. If you submit your application in any other format, it gets automatically rejected, or you may receive a notification of incomplete submission. The fourth mistake and the common mistake is no proofreading. People submit their applications with a lot of grammatical and spelling errors. In some applications, they even input their names wrong, which creates a very bad impression, and your application gets rejected because it will display you as a very irresponsible person who did not take out enough time to even proofread the documents they are submitting. So you should avoid these mistakes at all costs to increase your chances. Now, what if you get rejected? You did everything right and still you get rejected. In that scenario, you can file an appeal letter or you can reapply after 6 months. So these two options you have. If you make some significant changes in your profile and you think that you deserve a shot at it, you deserve another chance, so you should file an appeal letter. But it is not recommended because first you need to make some significant changes in your profile, improve it, do some donations, contributions, and some social integrations. And then only if you have done all that, it's okay to file an appeal letter. Otherwise, you should reapply after 6 months after doing all these things. So this is all from me today. Thank you for watching this far. For any queries, you can reach out to us at anurag@singaporeworkvisa.com. And thank you. Thanks a lot.